what are some of those issues that we think cause the turnover, this being overly stressed, not feeling awesome about where they're working at, which is what we wanted to strive for. And as simplistic as it may sound, and I think it's maybe a little bit more popular now, or becoming more popular, is the sheer number of hours people put in. And like you mentioned, in the legal profession, especially, people put in a lot of hours. And part of it is I think it's not a bad thing in a sense, because those hours are put in to help other people.
Right.
So I mean, the hours are well spent, but it's hard to have that balance if even though you're serving other people, you still need to take care of yourself, take care of your family, all the other things that are important outside of work. And so we looked at, well, people are working 5, 6, 7 days a week. And that's when we started to go down the road of, well, can we, first of all, formulate a plan that where we take care of the clients at the same level, if not better. So that had to be part of the plan. But then have people working less, which is tricky in a service industry like we are, because it's based on what people do. We don't have computers or the AI that's taking care of things for us. And then so we kind of just started just brainstorming and planning and looking at and obviously you and I had discussions about company culture and how can we be better. And part of it is we came down to, well, what if people worked 4 days a week? And it doesn't matter if you're a paralegal, if you're an attorney, well, I mean, I think it's kind of a no-brainer that if people worked fewer hours or fewer days, there's more non-work time to do all kinds of stuff, whether it's family, health, self-improvement. It's a long list of things.
I want to pause you right there for a second, Steve.
Yeah.
I could just imagine. I'm curious what that moment was like with you. It's because it was just you and Zach having this conversation. Because I could just picture, if this is a group of 12 partners at a law firm and somebody asked the question, what would it be like if people only work 4 days a week? I mean, that would just be shot down immediately. Like, you're insane. We're not going to do that. So what was kind of like, when that question was first posed as even being a possibility, what were the initial thoughts? Was it more of like, could we do this? Or was it, did it kind of take a while to come around to the possibility of actually doing this?
I think that a bit of both. I think it's like, well, maybe we could do this, or at least, I mean, the idea of it is so enticing because that it's going to be better for people.
Right.
And so then we have our strategy room is full of floor to ceiling dry erase boards. And we spent a lot of time up with those dry erase boards because, like, well, how? So we kind of started with, we know this would be great for the firm, meaning great for the business, and also everybody that works here. So how, but it has to be able to work. It can't just be, a hypothetical, or we just, bull in a china shop and we're like, let's just try it and see if it works, because that's not smart way to approach it. And so we just started literally just brainstorming of, we know we want to do this, but can we formulate a plan to make it work? And it's complicated. It's you have to have enough people from a staffing standpoint. If you go down to 4 days a week, you have to have 5, or in our case, it's almost 7 days a week of service for clients. Because these are people in need, and they clients certainly don't care about, some guys wanting to do 4 days a week if they need help on a Friday or a Monday, or there's some emergency. We had to, so we had to look at all that, because that wouldn't work for us. So we had to think of that. And then also the economics. I mean, it takes more people to do this. But we kind of wrestled with all this kind of stuff. And then, kind of have, some light bulbs that went off as we started to look at it more. And what I mean by that is, like, it's more and more like, well, yeah, we can do this. And, what seems like it would be almost impossible, or there's no way it's going to work when you initially think, or you're kind of skeptical, even though we knew we wanted to do it. when you start to really get granular with it, it's like, oh, I think we can do this. Well, we'd have to do this, this, and this. We'd have to make changes. We'd have to do things differently. All with, again, the starting point is providing the same level or hopefully better level of service for our clients. And we're like, okay, I think we can do this. And then, we got our team leads involved. I mean, the people that know not only the employees the best, but know, the day-to-day issues that we need to take care of with the clients the best. And so we got input for them, and they have the finger on the pulse of the firm is probably better than we do, honestly. But when you look at different practice groups, and they were very excited about it. But then, of course, the reason they're team leads is they're also then looking at things very critically, like, well, how are we going to do this? Well, what about this? Stuff that we had thought about. But that's why we got people that were very invested in the firm. And so then we had another layer or two of, okay, here's some other things we didn't think about. But none of them were like, no, we can't do it. It was just like, no, we can do this. Here's we just need to kind of change the plan a little bit. And then we just got more and more excited because we knew that if we can implement this, it's going to be just amazing for people. And so, that's when we kind of got closer and closer to kind of finalizing how we would put all this together. And then we obviously we finally implemented it, but leading up to it, I mean, it was a I don't know the number of hours. I've never calculated the number of hours we spent working on it, but it was obviously well worth it. But it wasn't a quick process by any means.